differentiated into the bone cells actually. The bone contains actually 99% of the body calcium ions, and therefore it is the major source of calcium release when the calcium blood vessels blood levels decrease. Means when the blood level of the calcium decreases, so the calcium comes from the bone because it is the major source of the calcium. This is monitored by a parathyroid gland actually. And a decrease in the blood calcium, it is also mediated by receptors on the chief cells. Means those receptor which is present on the chief cells, they also regulate the basically the level of calcium in the blood of the parathyroid glands, which can release parathyroid hormones. Parathyroid hormone is basically a systematic factor actually which is responsible to regulate the calcium levels. So it stimulates the osteoblast to release the interleukin 1 and interleukin 6. Through these paracrine factors, they release this interleukin 1 and 6 that stimulate the monocytes to migrate into the bone area. The leukemia inhibiting factor, which is actually secreted by osteoblast actually, they actually colonize the monocytes. Means the leukemia inhibiting growth factor that is secreted by osteoblasts, they will colonize or combine the monocytes into mononucleated osteoclast, and these osteoclasts will start resorbing the bone. Therefore when they will resorb the bone, so the calcium will release from the hydroxybutyl into the blood vessels. So this release normalizes the blood calcium level. Then there is also a feedback mechanism. When the level of the blood calcium levels are normal, so what happened that the secretion of the parathyroid hormone will be off, and meanwhile osteoclasts have resorbed the organic portion along with this also with the hydroxybutyl. So the breakdown of also collagen with the from the organic matrix releases various osteogenic substrates which will actually covalently bound to the collagen. This in turn stimulates the differentiation of the osteoblast, which ultimately deposit the bone. So first what happen actually, how this resorbing and formation happens actually. So first of all, there is a gland that is basically a parathyroid gland. That parathyroid gland actually regulate the calcium levels in the blood. Okay, so they have actually receptors. They have actually cells, chief cells, and on these receptors. So on these parathyroid gland, they have actually chief cells, and on these chief cells we have receptors, and they regulate the calcium levels in the blood. So what they do, these hormones actually release parathyroid hormone, and then this parathyroid hormone stimulate the osteoblast to release the interleukin 1 and 6, and then what they do, these interleukins stimulate the monocytes to go to the area of the bone area. Then what happened, then these osteoblasts also actually releases the leukemia inhibiting factor. This factor actually combine the monocytes, and then these monocytes are converted into the multinucleated osteoclast, and osteoclasts start resorbing the bone. When the blood calcium level becomes normal, so there is a feedback mechanism, so parathyroid hormone release will be stopped. But with this, the organic matrix is also resorbed, so due to which there is actually a breakdown of collagen. So in this what happened, they also release osteogenic substrates, and these substrates actually covalently bound to the collagen, and then they actually stimulate the differentiation of the osteoblast and start actually formation of the bone. This interdependency of the osteoblast and osteoclast in remodeling is called coupling. Means the osteoclast is actually dependent on the osteoblast, and osteoblast is actually dependent on the osteoclast actually. So basically the bone matrix is laid down by the osteoblast, which is actually a non-mineralized osteoid, and while a new osteoid is being deposited, the older osteoid is located below the surface becomes mineralized. Means the old will mineralize and there will be then unmineralized. Okay, in this the process will continue. Bone resorption is very a complex process that is morphologically related to the appearance of the eroded bone surfaces like hoe-shaped leukemia or large multinucleated cells like osteoclast means this process is very complex actually, but morphologically it is related to the appearance of the eroded bone, that how this bone is actually eroded. Okay, osteoclast actually originate from the hematopoietic tissue actually and is formed by the fusion of the from mononuclear cells actually. When osteoclast is active rather than resting, the process elaborately developed and the ruffle borders from which the hydrolytic enzymes are thought to be secreted, means when they are active, so they from their ruffled border the hydrolytic enzymes are released and they start resorption. These enzymes digest the organic portion of the bone also. The activity of the osteoclast and the morphology of rubber border can be modified and regulated by hormones such as like parathyroid hormone that we discussed it actually indirectly, and calcitonin, means the osteoclast is also controlled by parathyroid hormone and calcitonin which has the receptors on the osteoclast membrane actually.